Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, let's live life, and we're back. Do you have to join a prison gang? Should you join a prison gang? The benefits of being in a gang. The downside of not being in a gang. Now let me make this clear because I got to reiterate this anytime I do a video on gang banging or gang members. I'm not gang affiliated. Ain't no gang here. And at the same time, I can only speak on where I've been. So if your ass is out in here or over there or wherever, if I ain't from where you at, don't compare what I'm saying to where you're at or act as if I'm speaking for you. And just so we could get more in depth on the topic, I've got a couple interviews coming up. Dirty Weather 916, one of the original YouTube prison genre creators, one of the GOATs in this game. This dude was doing prison content. Go back and look at his videos before others, way before a lot of dudes. So he's definitely one of the pioneers. Nate Dogg 916, another dude that's been at it for a while. Both from the West Coast, both from Cali, both done a lot of time out in Cali. Starting this weekend, I'm going to start getting these interviews up with them so they can give you more insight on how it is out in Cali, the motherland, the birthplace of gangbanging and what happens in their prisons out there. Now, I can tell you, there and here is the difference between night and day. There, I can 100% say, you rocking a gang inside the prisons out in Cali, that shit's valid. Now, over here, it's up in the air on whether it's real or not. Somebody could just come in and say this, and because he's got some size, some influence, knows a little bit about something, or might have known somebody that knew something. Once he gets into prison, that's all everybody knows. Fast forward 10 years, he might have a couple thousand soldiers behind him, but not be valid himself. And that's a very true thing. Seen it happen. But today, we are going to talk on joining prison gangs. What happens to those that are in gangs? What happens to those that aren't in gangs? Is it safe? Is it going to keep you safe? Is it better to be in a gang or better not? Me personally, after all the stuff I witnessed, I never got down, man. I had defended Jay so many times and went to war for Jay so many times that it came to a point where I was like, how do I look at this stage in the game joining a gang? I'd seen guys in their 40s join gangs. How the hell you grow to be a whole entire 40-year-old man and get in a gang in prison? Not I. But to each his own. You know how to seen it. You know how to live it. So let's relive it. Now, when it comes to me, there were several things that made my bid much different from a lot of y'all's bids, a lot of other guys' bids, because of things I did. With being the tattoo guy, I ain't belong to nobody. I'm going to give my money, my tattoo on who I want to. Nobody's going to make me do tattoos. If I don't like you, I'm not going to tattoo you. So in doing that, I guess you could say I was affiliated with many gangs. I tattooed Bloods, I tattooed GDs, I tattooed Crips, I tattooed all different type of gang members. And after dealing with these dudes on a one-on-one level, a one-on-one basis, just me and that guy for several hours where I just sit there, tattooing on them, we would build a rapport. You fast forward a couple years, now I've tattooed hundreds of Bloods, hundreds of Crips, hundreds of GDs. There are men in the grave today that have my ink on their skins. There are men in prison that will die with my ink on their skins. There are men walking around society blasted with my ink. That's why I say I built a rapport. There came a time where I was good with these dudes. I was good with these dudes. I was good with these dudes. That's what you call affiliated. I could kick it with them without having to be with them. I had more than one occasion where dudes approached me about joining their gang. And the Crip dudes come in my cell one time. Jay, you've been rocking with us too long, man. You're always kicking it with us. And in reality, I kick it with them too. And them too. And them. And like, need to go ahead and come home, Jay. What y'all talking about? Look, man, me and the homies, we already here. There's 3 of them at the door. We'll come up in here. We're going to run this real quick. And then after that, you're going to be crib. I remember this shit very, very, very clear in my head. And I told my homeboy, I said, look, man, it's like this, man. I rock with y'all, but I'm not about to join the organization. But if y'all just looking for somebody to fight with, y'all come on up in here. We'll thump. And then afterwards, I'm still just going to be Jay. And if we fighting, that means I'm a gang member, then just go ahead and be prepared to line it up and we run it back so I can get out. But I don't want to be part of no gang. Why? It's not me, man. I've been fighting my whole life by myself. I never had a big brother to run and get. The dudes that I did look up to in due time as I grew up, I would end up going against. So I'm not used to having nobody to come help me fight my battles. Not to mention how many times I've seen y'all beat the shit out of somebody that y'all say y'all love. Beat the shit out of somebody that's supposed to be part of your gang. Predict the way he moves. Tell him what he can and cannot do. Not about to sign no contract. And there's no real contract you sign. It's all word of mouth. But I'm not about to sign no contract that says you can determine how I do my time. If I do something that y'all guys don't agree with, then y'all gonna have me over there stomping the shit out of me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that. Some of the benefits of joining the gang. Guys are gonna be less likely to come at you. That's a fact. If you stand alone and you're all by yourself and you're the new guy, guys are gonna look at you and be like, well shit, he ain't got no friends. He ain't got no homeboys. Man, he don't look all that tough. Let's squad up and go over there. When I mean squad up, they might show up 5 deep, 10 deep. Depending on your size, depending on how you carry yourself, they might show up 25 deep. Hey, run that, homeboy. You're a loner. All by yourself. They feel like they can do that. You got a gang standing behind you and dudes see you walking that yard, in the pods, day rooms, other gang members at your cell. Guys know that if they come at you, they didn't just come at you. They came at you and every single man that stands around you. And then every single man that them guys deal with. They came at you, and now they got to deal with all of them, all the guys in the other buildings, all the guys in the other pods, and all the guys that walk the yard. So the gang, in a sense, is going to keep you safe from outside violence. I have seen it where gang members get to beefing with opposite sets, other gang members, and all-out war commence. One side saying, look, man, dude ain't wrong. And y'all ain't about to do nothing to him. And the other side saying, he is wrong. And y'all going to handle him or we going to go to war. And then this side says, well, we ain't doing nothing to him. And y'all do what y'all want to do. We stand behind the decision he made. If he had done something wrong, we'd have already disciplined him. But he ain't done nothing wrong, so y'all bust a move. And the next thing you know, you got everybody clashing. It's like that scene out of Braveheart when both sides running at each other. I've seen that. I've seen the gang separate on the yard, 2 different sides of the rec yard, and then all of a sudden you see one guy take off in that direction, a guy take off in this direction, and then everybody just follows and they just clash and it's all out war. That there was some shit I used to sit back and watch. Everybody be going at it, I'd just be off in the distance sitting on the bleachers or something. Like, look at this shit right here, man. What are these guys even fighting for? This is stupid. What's this over? A bad look? Somebody said something? A bag of chips, 10 soups, $20 worth of weed. And now all these guys about to mess up their release date. All these men are now going home later. Some of these guys got weapons. They're going to catch more time that's added on to them. And had they not joined the gang, none of this would ever be taking place. Which gets back to the, hey, Jay, you want to join the gang? Nah, I'm good. I like being on the outside looking in. And the truth of the matter is, I know guys on both sides of what y'all got going on. So what am I supposed to do? Run down the middle and just start fighting with anybody? Because I'm neutral in a situation. So now when I join this gang, them dudes that I'm cool with over there, I got to potentially hurt one day because y'all tell me so? No. Now, being in a gang does not make you tough. A lot of times guys will recruit guys that are more solid than others. But then a lot of times it's not about how solid you are. A lot of times, it's a numbers game. Listen to me now. It's a numbers game. If this gang over here has got 50 guys, for the most part, they're all solid. They've all put in work. We've seen them fight. We know that when push comes to shove, even on a one-on-one ordeal, they'll fight. You got that gang over there. Now, this gang over here has got 20. And they're solid. The way for them to beat them 50 are to get more numbers. Even if they've got 150 guys that aren't solid and they got 50, well, common sense tells you that 150 versus 50, these 150 are willing to fight and these 50 are willing to fight, the 150 is going to win. So a lot of times guys will recruit guys just to get numbers. They'll also let guys join their gangs for other reasons. Hear me out now. You got something to offer. Guys can only extort you so many times before you go tell on them. Or you say, I fear for my life. Oh my God, I'm in prison and guys are treating me bad. Yeah, no shit. So many times you can do that to a man before your meal ticket is going to wrap everything up and roll out. So the gang member dudes ain't stupid. They're like, you know what? Hey, pull back from him. The same gang that's been extorting him. One of the leaders, hey, pull back from him. Go holler at him. Pushes up on him. Hey, man, I ain't know them dudes was taking your shit. Yes, he did. He was sending them at you. But you don't know that. Man, I ain't know them dudes was taking your shit. Man, you don't be bothering nobody. Yeah, matter of fact, man, what they take from you? I'm going to see if I can get some of it back for you. He goes over there. Hey, give me some of the stuff y'all took from him. Brings it back to you. Now you're like, damn, dude's okay. Now when he needs something, instead of them taking stuff from you, he's thinking to himself, why take it when he'll voluntarily give it to me? Now he's built a friendship with you. He comes to you, hey, man, we mailing up tonight. You try and get down? What I got to bring? Shit, not a lot. You end up supplying half of the meal for the gang. Next thing you know is, hey, man, we sorry about how that went down in the beginning. Come on home. Be with us now, man. You ain't got to deal with that no more. So the same gang that was beating you up, extorting you, had you ready to run for your life, is now inviting you to be one of them. 99.9% of men are going to say, yeah, because now it keeps the guys that were extorting you up off of you, keeps everybody else that watched you get extorted up off of you. It keeps that gang from now messing with you because that goes against the penitentiary laws. They can't go against a gang that's not of their own. That's going to cause a war. So you join up, not knowing the whole time that when you ain't around, these dudes is talking about you. Man, just get what you can get for him, man. We'll eventually find a reason to violate him and get him up out of here. Keep an eye on him. Now, you come back from commissary one day. Everybody puts their bag into one pot and y'all break it up to make sure every gang member's got something to eat. And you decide you want to keep a little something extra for yourself. Next thing you know, walking around with your eyes swollen shut. Somebody asks you for something that belongs to you. You don't have much to go around. The number one thing you should do while locked up is look after good old number one. Because in the end of the day, ain't nobody going to look after your ass but you. Grandma sending you part of her Social Security check to make sure you got a little something to eat every month. Your mom working a minimum wage job, sending you $20, $30 a week so you can eat every month. Now these guys, they want a portion of it. You keep a piece for yourself so you got something to eat late night. So you ain't got to go over there and ask somebody else for your stuff. Once again, they're beating up on you. So many different things can happen to get you beat up by the same guys that were originally beating you up that you joined with so you wouldn't get beat up. All these things are red flags to me. I've seen the scariest individuals walk into that pod terrified, petrified, like a damn rabbit staring at a lion, scared to death, praying. You can see their heart beating out their damn chest. They stand, this is what you see. Scared to death. Fast forward 6 months down the road, he's a gang member now. He walks with some validated dudes, some dudes that are known to put in that work. He got some face tats, got his neck blasted, got a set on his arm or on his chest. Walks with a little more confidence now, got his shoulders leaned back, you know what I mean? Chest poked out because of the guys he's got around him. When the reality of the situation is, Had he not got with them 6 months down the road, it's a good chance he wouldn't even be on his yard no more. He'd have went to the people scared for his life. But now he knows, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. I'm gang. Not everybody joins a gang for protection. Let's get into that part of it. If you grew up around gangs, say like out in LA, where your neighborhood was gang infested, over here you got blue, over here you got red. You can literally walk across the street to be two different sets. If you grew up in that, to me, it would make sense why you're part of a gang. Get this right. You wasn't gang affiliated no way in the streets. Didn't know no gang members. Didn't have no family members that were gang. Didn't have nobody going to bat for you that was gang. When your dad was kicking your ass, you ain't had no homeboys to run up in there with rags hanging out their back pocket to stomp him out. When you was getting chased home from the bus stop, you ain't had no homeboys that was in a gang to come help you out. But now you get to prison and you join a gang. For us guys that weren't gang affiliated, a lot of times we saw it for what it was. For the guys that were coming into the prison, that were already banging on the streets, you couldn't hate on that. I ain't gonna say you had to respect it, but you had to understand it. Remember now, there's a difference between respecting something and understanding it. I ain't got to respect what you're doing, but I understand why you're doing it. Most of the guys I would meet that were gang members in prison were not gang banging on the streets. Where? What hood was you in where everybody was gang banging? Now you might got 10, 12 gang members that hang out at a house, but they ain't running their neighborhood. They're not. Because out here, the moment that you get on the police's radar, oh, you're going to be gang banging in prison. You're going to be recruiting people in prison. There's 12 of y'all in that house when they raid it. 11 of y'all are going to prison, and one of y'all is going to tell. The list of reasons, that guys join gangs is a long list. I have seen guys join gangs for many reasons. I've seen guys that really had no real family. They had no structure. They just wanted to be loved. They just wanted to be accepted. And I've seen a lot of guys find that in the gangs. And then you see the look of betrayal, the look of confusion, not understanding what's happening to them when it happens. Damn, man, I thought y'all really messed with me. Like, I thought we were like family. And y'all just beat me up. Like, legitimately just beat me up and then hugged me afterwards for something really petty. Yeah, I know what y'all said I did was wrong, but was it really so serious that y'all had to go in there and punch me on my face? Now I got to walk around looking like this to send a message? And I understand why they do that. They do that to show their members what can and will not be tolerated, and to show others what can and will not be tolerated. So let's recap. I've seen guys join gangs because they were scared. I've seen guys join gangs looking for acceptance, looking for love. I've seen guys join gangs thinking they were joining, but it's really just kind of the gang is using them. I've seen situations where guys kicked it and they were all homeboys. And it's like, look, for you to really kick it with us and not be pushed on the outside when we have our meetings, not be sent over there when we all have a discussion, well, now you have to come be a part of us. I've seen guys get pulled into the gangs because they need numbers. There are so many different reasons a gang will let you join. This is a double-sided coin now. Remember that. This is not just one coin. This is many coins with many faces. There's your ups and there's your downs when it comes to it. Number one, you're going to go on a gang list. You know what a gang list is? That is a list that the prison has of all the active gang members. So you are going to be treated differently by administration. You're going to be treated differently by the guards. When them gang investigators come in, they're coming to your cell to search you. They're coming to your cell looking for gang knowledge, gang literature, gang paraphernalia, anything gang related. When you leave prison, you think, well, I'm out of prison now, man. I ain't got to deal with that shit. I ain't even, no more gang, right? Wrong. You go on gang probation. Meaning you're not on the probation that I was on. I'm not on probation. I was, but you're not on the same probation as me. Oh, no, you're on a whole different level of probation. You're considered a much higher risk, a higher threat. They're allowed to come into your house whenever they want and look around. Open drawers. Go room for room to make sure you ain't got no gang activity going on. Because the way they see it is, gang members are violent. They're more susceptible to recommitting crimes again. So what you took as a way to be accepted in prison, as a means of fitting in prison, as a meaning of, just love and being cared for, you took on that title of gang member. You took on that gang. And then you get out of prison one day. It's going to follow you home. It's going to change the way you live. You get pulled over driving down the street with your homeboy. The driver's not a convicted felon. He ain't done nothing wrong. They run his name. Oh, here you go, sir. Here's your ID. They run your name and you're gang affiliated in the back at your window. Hey, step out the vehicle. Yeah, we need to check you. We need to search the vehicle now. Now your driver's over there like, yo, the hell you got me into, man? I'm dirty. I got stuff in the car. They about to search us because of a gang you joined while you was in prison. And you got to be the stupidest mother. Yeah. All facts, no cap. You come home, the gang in there, they still expect you to do certain things. Oh, damn, homeboy, you about to get up out of here. Man, that is a good look. I'm happy for you. Look, when you get home, I got some moves I need you to make. Yeah. Need you to do this, need you to do that, need you to do this. Fast forward 2 summers later, your ass is back in prison because you done got caught up in something that had to do with the gang. Now, I'm not talking bad on gangs. For anybody that might be like, man, he's putting us down. No, I'm not. Every situation I just talked about, every single detail I just talked about is things I've seen happen. We say it in prison. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you feel like you fall in that category, go ahead and drop a comment because you're guilty of something I said. But if you were solid, or you grew up in that, or you turned to that because that's what your brothers and them were doing, you have actual reason to be doing what you're doing, then you don't fall in this category. But for a lot of guys watching, y'all do fall in this category. A lot of y'all was in there, woo-woo, and what up, cuz? What's cracking? Y'all was doing this and that in prison. Then when y'all get out, it ain't no more of that. Oh, no. You can't wait to get out and get away from that. You wanted to get away from it when you was in there, but you knew it was going to come with a serious ass whooping. So you get out, them dudes calling you from prison, oh no, you done gave them a dummy number. That number don't even work. The number, the address they writing, that don't even work. Because you don't want to be a part of it no more. I can't tell you how many dudes I've seen come home that did not want to be a part of what they had going on in prison. Because for a lot of them guys, they only did that because they were in prison. They did that to be accepted. They did that because they were getting extorted. They did that for a reason. Then you get out here and you want to go back to your normal life. Let me explain this to you. In the eyes of the law, there is no such thing as a good gangbanger. They look at you as if, all right, you might be an all right individual, but we know the guys you run with are involved in crimes. We know that in the past y'all have hurt people. They might even swing through the cops, might laugh with the window rolled down. What's up, man? What y'all out here doing? And you think everything's cool, but it's not. They're looking for a reason to lock your ass up. Now, I know that in some states, it's almost mandatory that you get down with somebody. That's just the facts of the matter. There are places out west when you come in, you're going to get down with somebody. Everybody, it's going to be, you are that rabbit, and everybody is a wolf. Everybody is a lion. There are parts of the United States where it's mandatory you click up with some places. You check in with somebody. You become somebody. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad it wasn't like that where I was at. Gangs everywhere. Gangs infested the penitentiaries out here. But you could also, as long as you would stand 10 toes down, you could also be your own man. Yeah, you're going to run into a lot of situations, but you handle yours. And after a set amount of time, a guy is seeing you're not the one to try, they're going to move on to the next guy. Why would they come try to take something from me when they know they're going to have to fight in that cell? When they can go to Jimbo in the cell next to me, slap him up, and he'll curl up in the bar and just let them take all his stuff. You ain't always got to be a part of a gang. I told y'all in the beginning of the video, I guess you could say I'm affiliated. Because that's how the law looks at it. If they pull up 10 times and you're standing there with a bunch of Crips, even if you're not a Crip, they're going to say he's an affiliate. But you wouldn't just see me with one set. I had solid homeboys. Dudes I had love for that were blood. Dudes that were Crip, GD. Dudes that were MS-13. I met a lot of good dudes that banged. a lot of dudes that were more than just a gang member. But when it all boils down to it, when shit hits the fan, that's what they are. Gang members. When shit hits the fan, if you're not affiliated, they can't do anything for you. Me and all these dudes might be cool. But if I have one situation with so much as one of their members, and I'm wrong in a situation, a lot of times, even if they're wrong, these same dudes I was cool with are now going to turn on me. Now, if I'm cool with these Crip dudes and I kick it with them every day and I get into a pile of beef with some blood dudes, these Crip dudes are not going to come to bat for me against these dudes unless I'm part of that gang. There's one of the benefits of it. No matter who you get into it with, your gang is there to back you up. Ain't no booty bandit about to run up on you and snatch you up if you're gang affiliated. Nah. He's going to have more holes in him than Swiss cheese. Should you join a gang while in prison? To be honest, it's all going to be based around where you live at. It's all going to be based on your state, your city, and you as an individual. I can't tell anybody what to do. I can only speak my truth. I can only give y'all the raw side of it. If you're somebody that's looking for love in all the wrong places, your ass might end up being a gang member. If you're somebody that when it comes to defending yourself with nobody else around, you might end up turning to a gang. If you walk into a penitentiary or jail where everybody's a part of something, where the whites are separated over here and the blacks are separated over here, and then you got your Spanish dudes over there, you're going to end up somewhere, whether you like it or not. Those are the facts. But if you do not walk into that situation, if you have a choice in the matter, in my opinion, stand up for yourself. You come in as a man, you leave out as a man. When those situations come to where you find yourself having to fight, just fight. Just fight, get it over with, get it out the way. But the moment you put a title on yourself, the moment you link up with this group, this organization, you become part of them, this is something that will forever follow you. This shit is bigger than prison. This shit's bigger than New Jack City. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. This is who you are going to be until you either X'd out by that gang or until the day you die. For me, hey, much love to the dudes I knew that were solid. No disrespect, like I said, towards anybody. I don't need anybody popping off shots at me. I'm not hating on y'all, not disrespecting y'all. I'm not coming at y'all like that. It's just a little bit of knowledge for dudes that might have time laying ahead of them. Just some knowledge for people that want to know more about what goes on in there. It's just a little heads up if you find yourself in that situation on what might really be taking place. When you think, man, these dudes really rock with me. These is my homeboys, man. Look for the telltale signs. If you had issues with them to start, and you've had issues with them in the past, and then all of a sudden when the pressure feels to be too much, they try to pull you close. They're pulling you close to keep you from running away. Do you have to gangbang in prison? Like I said, it all depends on where you're from and where you're at. But if you ain't got to do that, don't do that. And if you're going to do it because it's something you want to do. Do it because it's your decision. Be your own man. And in the words of Forrest Gump,
that's all I have to say about that.
Got to get back to work. Guys in there busting their ass. I got to get in there with them. It's lunchtime. Jumped out here to make this video. But it's back to the grind, back to the dollar. But anyways, these jails, institutions, detention centers, these facilities, they're all just crazy worlds in this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. You got to be the stupidest, motherfucker.